Hey, Tony Gas is here. Listen, listen to me. I'm a different kind of tired. I'm a different kind of tired. You can't hear me? Turn that volume up. Put that headphone in a little closer. Listen to me. I'm in Bali right now with some loyal supporters. We had 24 people sign up for the trip. The company that reached out to me to do a trip, they max out the events at 24 people. I get it because we ended up with 12, and that still is a lot of coordination. They're doing an amazing job. The group is amazing. Of course, anybody who signed up for this has to be an amazing person to want to step out of their comfort zone and do something like this. We lost half of the people because, life happens. I understand that. Ironically, it happens more with minorities than it does other demographics. And so I told the company that when I signed up, I said, listen, now, this is different. Now, this minorities is a different type of lifestyle, different type of struggles, different type of stuff you got to deal with where a lot of us come from. Everybody not in a situation where they got a nanny or somebody for the kids or a job that's not gonna fire them if they take off for too long. So out of 3.5 million supporters online, I was able to get 12 people. So when you put that into perspective, that I ain't posted everywhere either, but still. Today we did this hike, had to get up. We had to be down there at 2:30 and drove an hour and a half. We did a hike, and the hike, somebody said an hour up. So I'm like, okay. And then when we was getting ready to go, a lady who rent out jackets, she said, you got 2 hours up and 2 hours down. Like, hold on now. I said, she trying to upsell. She wants you to get that jacket bad, boy. She finna tell the 2-hour lie. When I tell you it took us 2.5 hours to get up that volcano, I said, Lord, what in the world? I said, Lord, now these people know. I know the people over there at the company sitting in there laughing, knowing I ain't have a clue what I was getting myself into. When I tell you this was the hardest thing I never done in my life. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. One of the retreaters said that the only thing it wasn't harder than is giving birth. And so I could buy that. I could respect that. Anything else it was harder than. Unless you finna climb Mount Kilimanjaro, because it was points and times on this that I thought I was on Mount Kilimanjaro. And then I thought about it. I'm like, I said, now I know the Bible was in certain areas, but I said, this got to be the place that Satan tempted Jesus. Because, boy, look here. Had the devil come and tempted me, it ain't no telling what I would have gave up. It ain't no telling. Listen, my wife couldn't come on this trip because my son made a team. He made a team that's going to London. So it would have been way too much. And so they have to leave June 7th. This trip is until June 9th. So it wouldn't have made sense for her to fly 32 hours like I did to be here for like 2 days and then have to fly 32 hours back. And then typically one of them ways, you're going to get crazy delays. Like we had a few of our retreaters who, like, flight got bump, luggage loss. It was some disasters, but they made it with a smile on their face. I said, you know what? These people on this trip need to be coaching me. I'm gonna have all them sign up on my mentor.life, and I'm finna book a session with them because I'm like, they doing better than me. I say, boy, if my flight got bumped as many times as a couple of the ladies' flight got bumped, I wouldn't have made it to Bali. I would have turned around. Or I would have been in jail in one of them countries that I got stranded in. So I just thank the Lord. It's just a revelation, and also being a married man, it's teaching me something too, that sometimes you need your alone time. Sometimes you need your alone time, and I was talking to my wife about sending her on a solo trip to where you just can get your thoughts. Because when you married, you together 24/7, especially when it's been 10, 15, 20 years. We got a young couple. Ironically, the guy is the only other guy on the trip. And that's what, men fail to realize. If a few men would have came, they could have met their wife. But God just don't think like that. And we got a young couple. This was part of their anniversary trip, because their anniversary was on June 1st. And they just 1 year. So this is a season for them without having kids, a great time to come out, do something like this. Whereas me and my wife, we travel a lot and do stuff together, but we also in another season to where you together so much to where you could get a recharge as a husband or a wife to know and how to go back better, how to go back stronger. Like as I'm sitting here thinking, right before I'm shooting this video, I'm just hearing in my spirit, from the Lord about how amazing my wife is, and how if I am thinking and moving and doing the right things, meaning like if I don't get in my feelings, catch an attitude, we rarely, she gonna catch attitudes and get in her feelings too, but if I remove my side of it, then we rarely gonna have any type of rifts. And so that's just something the Lord ministering to me as I'm in the room by myself. Today, we got a little break just because, we had to get up so early. Now, this first hotel they put us in, we in the culture, okay? Listen, it's a little beneath my standard. So we in the culture. Now there go the pool. But now I don't know if you could see back there, it's a bunch of mud. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they farm or something. But it's culturesque. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. This particular place we at, it is culturesque. Now tomorrow, we checking out early in the morning, 6 a.m. And see Buddy, see our tour guide, he done learn. So he tried to say it in so many words. He was trying to be slick. Now, if y'all see a roach or a bug in here or something, you got to realize, now this part of culture too. And so Buddy done learn. he done learn, hey, black people different than white people. Cause of course, we had on the hike today, we had 4 people sit out. And listen, if I wasn't a retreat host, I'd have sat out. So I ain't mad at him. But he probably like, man, y'all came way over here and y'all ain't gonna do this. It was like, listen, bro, this ain't for everybody. This thing crazy. So he told us tomorrow, listen, you can't be even 1 minute late. Cause he done learned from the day. He done learned the brown skin. Oh, they finna be late. Oh, they finna take their time now. They ain't finna be ready to move when you say it's time to move. No, give us a little more time. So they learning. And just like when the retreat came, the people was writing me, harassing me. Tony, we need you to send out some messages. Your people have not finalized their payment. And your people have not RSVP'd for this and for that. I was talking to my wife. I said, should I let them know that black people or minorities in general, we got one Hispanic lady, sometimes move a little different than what they typically work with. I was like, listen, but we got to wait till that check hit now. We just ain't got everybody ain't got no pile of money just sitting over there. We got to wait till that check hit. Now listen, you gonna get your money, but we got to wait till that check hit. And then sometimes we'll just take a L. Like, listen, I signed up. But them flights is too much. Cause listen, when I looked at the flights, I almost canceled the trip. I'm like, no. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. But came on, and I'm happy I did. You know, I'm missing my wife, of course, but you know, it's good and bad. You just got to find the good in it. And the beauty about it too, I also see like the type of people that I have in my support group, because everybody here is so nice, so caring, so respectful, so sharing. You know, one young lady, she from Toronto, Canada. She got some hand sanitizer, and we done asked to use her sanitizer 50 times. And I'm just looking at her just loan that sanitizer out. I'm like, listen, if that was me, I'd have started charging. I'd have started charging some of these rupiah. See, over here the money is rupiah. And so what rupiah is, I did a withdrawal from my bank for 2.5 million rupiah. And that is $166 US money. I say, boy, I'm finna move. That thing told me how many millions I got in that account that I pulled it out of. I say, boy, I'm finna move. I said, let me see how much one of y'all houses cost now. Because one of y'all houses costs something I got in this account. I'm out of there. Because listen, I'm shooting a video over here. I'm in Bali shooting a video, and I'm going to try to get on this Wi-Fi and upload this video. If I can't, I'm going to upload it through data. So it's like, I can move over here and still do what I do. Now we 12 hours ahead of Florida. So does that mean we 15 hours ahead of California? Man. And so, you know, this right here is trying to, in a sense, being away from my family. You know, missing them, trying to send them little pictures and stuff. But it also is a reminder of when you called. Sometimes when you call, you got to go. You got to do stuff like this. You know, this a part of my ministry. It's a part of my calling. And even like the individuals here, some of them, this their first time that we getting to meet. And so you get to see somebody online, and then you get to see them in person and, you know, see how they are. And that's also ministry, because a lot of times people will see people on YouTube or something, and they don't really know. And they'll think like, oh, I bet they like this, I bet they like that. And so when I get around these individuals, and it's majority women, it's a lot of men who do what I do that'll be little perverts. That'll be, hey, sister, hey, how you doing, sister? And go to shooting they shot. But when I deal with people, I treat them just like a sister. I talk to them just like I talk to my sister. And I think that is also a part of ministry, to where they get to see like, okay, Tony will laugh and kiki with us, but he ain't trying to stare at booty or flirt or, you know, do nothing crazy. And so that is also a part of it, because you just never know how paths will cross. One of these individuals might be producing the largest conference in the country one day. And because we met in person, and they saw how I treated them, and they saw how I carried myself, they may say, I want Tony to be my keynote speaker. You never know what God gonna do. One of the retreaters, she is hosting a women's event, July 29th. That's my sister's birthday, in Dallas. I posted it on the community page, I think. Definitely for the Blessed Tribe. I don't know if it's on the public community page, but y'all get you a ticket now. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't believe that coming over here was easy for anybody. I don't believe it was easy for anybody. I believe we all had to make some sort of a sacrifice. But it's something to this that I want you to get. It's something to this that I want you to get. Y'all give me a little second here. hairline, one hairlining. One hairlining. Cause got a massage today, and she went to massage right there. I said, hey. She still. I got out the chair, got out the massage bed. Hairline. I'm looking like Stephen A. Smith. I said, oh Lord. I had to come in here and get my little hairdo. And so it's something that I want you to get, because you can't have a breakthrough if you're not willing to get out of your comfort zone. If you're not willing to sacrifice. We over here now, and these people have a lot of gods. They got a lot of gods over here. And when I tell you, these individuals, and this is a lesson in everything. These people take their offering serious. They offering everything. Our tour guides say sometimes in their little offering plate, they'll put a cigarette. He say they put anything that's useful for them, they offer it to their gods. I say, and boy, we in America, we'll try to give our God our butt to kiss. We won't trust him. We won't believe him. We won't walk by faith. We'll we'll scream and holler up and down the aisle, speaking in tongues, and then we'll walk out and live in a scarcity mindset. Will not walk by faith, will not get out of our comfort zone, will not do anything that will require us to depend on God, to trust God, to need God. We say that we believe, but a lot of us are actually atheists. And we saying it out of tradition and out of religion, and ain't got now kind of relationship with God. Because if God is who you say he is, and if God is who you believe he is, why do we live in scarcity and in lack? Why don't we launch? Why don't we chase a dream? Why don't we fulfill purpose? If it is what you say it is. So just like Jessica who here, that woman there, she walking on another kind of faith. She walking on another kind of, she ain't studying down one of these Negroes. She going solo trips. She came over here early by herself. She producing this here event by herself. She invested in a year of coaching program, which she ain't want nobody to know about. She investing in herself, and she stepping out on faith. And listen, some got to give. Some gonna shake. Some gonna shake. And listen, when she doing it big, I'ma show it to you now. I'ma show it to you. That she my client. She my client. The year program, the year coaching costs $7,500 for the year, which ain't a lot, because there's scammers out here charging $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. I done seen $400,000. I say, boy, it ain't that much knowledge in the world. But listen to me. That's what I like to see. And then guess what though? This morning, when they called us down there, when we had to be down there, when I opened my door as the retreat host, when I opened my door to get down there, I looked down the hallway, Jessica was coming out her door. And I followed her because I ain't know where I was going. So technically she beat me down there. And this a woman. It take more for a woman to get ready than for a man. So I seen that. And seeing people march to their own beat, do their own kind of hairstyle, do their own kind of dressing style, do their own kind of business. Just step out of their comfort zone. We got a young lady on the trip who is 55. Got a couple who celebrated 1 year. We got a couple ladies from Chicago. One young lady come from New York. The married couple, they from Houston. We got a Boston. Somebody from Boston. Got a young lady who flights got towed up out the frame. She out of Georgia. Another young lady, 2 young ladies out of Dallas. Jessica and another young lady out of Dallas. We got another young lady who she flew in by herself. Oh, she's one of the ones from Chicago. We got a young lady out of California, flew in by herself. Another young lady, Toronto, Canada. The young lady who was 55, she came in by herself. I don't know where she actually lived, but her children bless her with this trip, because she said she talk about me to them so much. They say, we know you like this Tony Gaskin. We got this trip for your birthday. I say, look at that. And so 2 of the ladies got in late because of their flights just was towed up from the flow up. And then I came over with 2 young ladies, the California and one in Chicago. And the New York and Boston, that was something. Toronto, that just blew me away. I'm like, y'all follow me? Because when you from the South, you don't expect to have people from other regions. Because we country. I'm country. I'm a certain kind of way. I don't expect to have people from, Toronto, New York. Not New York City. She from Albany. And then Boston. And, talking good and proper and just nice people. And then the young couple, they out of Houston. And just seeing people, I know it's a sacrifice, because them flights was $2,000-$3,000. The trip itself with everything, all our excursion and all that, was $2,000. So on average, you spending $5K, spending $5,000 on average. Time away from work. If you got kids, you got to have your mom or somebody watching your kids. I don't know how many we have with kids under 18. I know we got one for sure that I know. I don't know about the others. They haven't spoke about it. But we got us a good group. And this is what I want you to get. What I want you to get is that you got to get out your comfort zone. You cannot expect blessings and the next level if you're afraid to launch. If you're afraid to step out your comfort zone, if you're afraid to invest in yourself, if you're afraid to take a chance on you, if you're afraid to bet on you, you cannot expect anything to move and shake. I'm telling you, I push myself to the limit. I stay stretching. And by stretching, it makes me creative. I gotta be creative. I gotta think outside the box. Okay, I'm stretched. What kind of event can I do? What kind of course promotion can I do? What kind of product can I release? What can I do? And you gotta just keep pushing yourself. But ironically, people don't understand that doing well in your career and doing well in business, it stems from stuff like this right here. Because what we doing on this trip is out your comfort zone. Yeah, everybody not gonna be able to physically to do everything. I don't know why I picked such a physical thing, but when I booked it, my wife was coming, and she's very active. So she would absolutely love this. And the only way I ever do that mountain again is for her. I wouldn't be able to do it for my mama or my daddy, my sister, now supporter. It'll have to be for my wife or my kids. If if they wanted to do it, but I wouldn't put them through that. Some people had their kids up there. Let me tell you something. Do you have kids? Your kid's lazy. Your kid's lazy. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm over here in Bali. We out there on that mountain. It was a boy. This boy couldn't have been older than 12. Or he was a little 13, 14-year-old, but he could have been 10. He probably was between 10 and 13. What they do is they coming up that mountain. Boom. They moving. You hear me? We going up this mountain at 4 a.m. They come up that mountain. Boom. They do. All dodging through them rocks. It's dark. And in my head, I'm like, man, get out of the way. You about to make me fall. But what they'll come do is they'll come hold your hand. They'll come hold your hand. And they will walk you all the way to the top of that mountain. And then ask you for that cell. Because we were like, why is they hanging around us? Like, we got tour guides. Like, why they hanging around us? But they stayed with us. They stayed with us. And then when you get up there, sir, can you buy some water for me? Can you buy this snack for me? Can you buy the orange juice? I said, okay, how much is it? 50,000. 50,000 is like $3. I said, all right. I said, how much is the water? 30,000. Okay, 80,000. I gave her 100,000. She gave me 10,000 back. I ain't wanna check her, cause guess what? They told me they believe in karma. All right, sister. When you sprain your toe going out here, that right there is your karma. When that ankle roll on you, that's cause you stiffed me out of 10,000. And so I ain't say nothing though, cause I'm like, she thought she was slick too, but she act like she talking to somebody else. She gonna pull it out of there, giving her act like she talking to somebody else. But one thing I learned about over here is they grind. They grind. And I'm talking about all ages. You got a mom, is your mom or your dad still living? God rest their soul. If they not, these individuals over here, these ladies, just because they don't have all that processed food that we have, these ladies could have been 90. These ladies could have been 90. Because they looked 75. But they out there in the markets with their stuff, and you walking by, and they calling you. And it's so many of them competing against each other. And they have to deal with, rejection all day long. It's so many success lessons. Like, we get one no, we ready to quit. They get aggressive now. One lady put hands on me. I'm like, hold on, now, is that in the culture? You allowed to be touching on me, sister? She put hands on, she grabbed me. Come, sir, come on here, sir. I'm like, no, hold on now, man, you done touched me. What if I was a little single nasty man and want to grab me a little son? I'm like, oh, sister, that could go the wrong way if you touch one of these little nasty men. But yeah, she came and grabbed me. And then some of the ladies, they got grabbed. And I was like, man, I just started thinking in my head, I said, if I could just take 2 or 3 of these people back to America with me, I'll be selling millions of dollars worth of stuff. Cause they ain't afraid to ask you for no sale. And then they gonna upsell you. And then they gonna sell you again and again. And guess what? Ain't now one of these people took now one of them raggedy American sales courses. If you got a sales company and you wanna learn how to sell, bring your butt outside of America and walk through the towns, the streets, and the areas of another country and learn how to sell. Man, listen here. When you talking about selling, they'll have you buy your birthright back from them. I'm like, my goodness. I got bracelets I don't even want. The day I gave a lady, which would basically be 30,000 rupee, to leave me alone. I'm like, man, here, please, you told to tip $1 to $3 for a full day of work with your tour guide. I gave the lady $2. And this what they telling you to tip people who working. She just walking down the street trying to sell something. But that's how aggressive the sale is. Man, here go $2, leave me alone. Because listen, I ain't got no room for this stuff. Nah. And they'll sell your orange juice and then want to sell your Coca-Cola right on top of it. Listen, ma'am, I can't mix orange juice with Coca-Cola. Come on now. But when I tell you, it's a beautiful people, beautiful sight to see. Just amazing. And it ain't just this country. I see the same thing when I go anywhere, where it's a grind and a hustle. But it's crazy how we connected as a people and we don't realize it. Like, you out here and they think they drive crazy, but then you go to some islands and they drive the same way. And the same hustle and grind in a lot of different second world, third world countries. What you realize is that in America and countries like America, first world countries, we lazy, we spoiled, we entitled. When I saw these kids, when I tell you, me and the young man, we both former athletes. Me and him both said this the hardest thing we ever did in our life. And I played football 14 years of my life and basketball 10 years. And you gotta train and do all of this. This right here today, I was ready to just quit everything. I wanted a divorce. I wanted to retire from coaching and speaking. I wanted to close my YouTube. I just was in that much pain in my knees. I'm sitting here right now with biofreeze on these knees. I'm finna put some more. You think I'm lying? Biofreeze, send me a check. Y'all screen record this and send DM this to biofreeze on Instagram. Y'all only need about 5 or 10 of y'all to do it. This here biofreeze, I'm finna put this on my knees. Cause I climbed 2.5 hours up that mountain. And they didn't make us go the whole way down. We had to go an hour. And listen, you going down a steep descent. So every step, that one leg is catching all of your weight. I'm 200 to 205 pounds. My knee, that one knee, catching 200 pounds. And then it's doing it for, we did like 1.5 miles. So you know how many steps that is? Man, listen, I'm putting some more of this biofreeze on. Listen to me. Listen to me, man. If y'all get to see this video, God bless you, because I'm just talking. And I don't know how long this thing's gonna take to upload. I don't know what my service like over here. Like that now. I get on EP Wi-Fi, they finna be like, man, if you don't get off our Wi-Fi with this nonsense, well, we ain't shot no 34-minute video in the history of Bali. But hey, God bless y'all. I'm tired. I got these windows open. I'm finna sit here and just relax. I wish I could read me a book, but that do not excite me like it does my wife. I'm gonna sit here and just think. Try not to go to sleep because I need to be able to sleep tonight. Tomorrow we getting up. We going to the island. Oh, let me go back to what I was telling y'all about them kids. Listen here. These kids, you got two young ladies, they probably 13 to 15. They probably 15, 16. They asking us our name. We're like, well, what's y'all name? Okay, what y'all doing? They're like, I do this every day. I'm gonna tell you, I know they not lying that they do it every day, because they ain't even huff and puff. They wasn't even tired. They wasn't even tired. And they doing all of that to get like $5, $6. $5, $6 sale. And they good. And they find, they mark you, and they stick with you. They stick with you the whole day. Like when they up there, they trying to sell to your group. They ain't trying to sell to everybody. They trying to sell to your group. So, you know, I spent with them, but I'm like, Lord, where in my life could I have this kind of tenacity, this kind of dedication? Like, if I'm a teenager, and my mama them come hollering at me by, you got to climb that mountain, I'm finna run away from home. Climb that mountain to make that sale? Man, listen, it was inspiring. It was inspiring just to see. And it's crazy because on one side I could say, if I gave them America, they'll dominate. But then on the other side, I could say, if I gave them America, it might destroy them. Because we got so many vices. We got so many distractions. We so spoiled. We so entitled. This right here, when you get out of America, you just see hustle and grind. That's it. Just hustle and grind. And it come with a tenacity. Like they got to feed their family. Like they ain't making this money to go buy Louis Vuitton. They making this money to put a roof over their head and feed their family. So you can't even be mad at them when they be selling like that, because you know what they doing it for. They ain't doing it for the same type of thing that we want money for. One buddy said, lady asked one of us where we were from, said USA. The guy that was with us, tour guide, he said, I'm from USB, United States of Bali. But then he said, but I think we're better because y'all come to us. Now, buddy, listen. You might be right. Your butt ain't supposed to be saying that now. That's one thing. But I'm glad you got that off your chest. Talking about y'all come to us. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. But he had a point though. But I'm just like, man, it's different. So it just showed me I got to be grateful, just gracious, you know, go-getter. And don't turn down my blessings. Don't block my blessings. A lot of times we try to be fake humble and we block blessings. One thing I learned from these individuals over here, they don't block no blessing now. If you want to empty that bank account, they ain't gonna let you, they ain't gonna feel sorry for you. Yeah, you want to buy all this right here. You want that Coca-Cola on top of this orange juice with the chocolate, go right ahead. Thank you. But a lot of times we try to be fake humble. Oh no, thank you. Oh no, thank you. Oh no. Listen, I'm finna to receive what the Lord got for me. Lord, you done did it over there. You done did it over there. When you get ready to do it right here, I'm finna be thankful. Thank you. That's another lesson I learned from these folks. And see, one of the things though, everybody got a role to play. Sometimes we forget the lowly. The people who might not be their personality, might not be in their health. I seen a lady sweeping out there, and I just was so tired. I wanted to take and give her 100,000 of their money. That's like $6 to $7 of US money. So bad. I'm praying I see her again. I don't think I will though. But I wanted to take and give her that 100,000. Just my knees wouldn't let me do it. I look back and I say, let me try one of these things that people be saying online about God. I said, Lord, if she look up at me, I'm gonna go down there and get her 100,000. She probably was a second too late. She didn't look at me. But then I thought about it. I'm like, I'm gonna tell her that's their culture. She probably can't be watching you walk up no stairs. You ain't in America now. Where women be fast and loose, fast and furious. And it's like that lady old enough to be your mama. That ain't trying to look at you. I ain't mean it like that, but I just wondered if she felt in her spirit that a blessing walked by her. And I say that because I'm about to look out here and see if she's still out there sweeping. I'm filming a video. No, you okay? I'm about to go back in. I just was looking for the lady who was sweeping. I ain't think nobody was beside my room. I ain't think nobody was beside my room. I ain't think nobody was beside me. I'm about to been in that bathroom. This tree that tall. You know, these hotel room be paper thin. They probably rolled up. What the world? Tony got an old trumpet on. What's going on? Hey, listen, get these different foods on your stomach. Listen. Yeah. Cause one thing I noticed when I'm in other countries, I always see that the pet end up being dinner. So I'm at a restaurant. I'm like, now, okay, this is right here, animal walking around. What y'all said this is again? Okay. But the stomach said, whoa, you done had something a little different. This ain't Popeye now. So listen to me. Hey, I'm gonna go and shut this video down, but I just wanted to do this here video. If you got this far in the video, you're a real supporter. You're a real supporter. Email in to support. Email in to support. Say, hey, I got to the 43-minute mark on Tony's video, and he told me to email in to support and get a coupon code. And I'm gonna give you a course of your choice, other than I can't give you the ones that people just paid big money for. So not the growth group and not the life coach certification or the coach mastermind, because those is the high ticket courses. But the other courses, if you have one that you haven't taken yet, I want to bless you with that, just for rocking with me, to show support to those who support me. So it might be one of the courses, birth your book, or how to start a YouTube, or how to become a speaker. Just email in, and I ain't promise you how fast I'm gonna get to the email now, but I'm gonna try to get to it as soon as possible. But hey, God bless you. My thoughts all over the place. I'm gonna come back on here sometime and shoot me another video, Lord willing. Tomorrow we going to an island, and island don't mean everything. So I'm gonna see what they talking about for the island. But I'm very thankful for this here trip. They did an amazing job. The company, great service, just great support. It's for $2,000. I'm like, man, Man, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. So we'll be looking to do another retreat. I don't know. I may do one a year, and then I might get up to one a quarter, or two a year, three a year, one a quarter, just to meet different people, different supporters who different walks of life. Some people is certain it's June work. Some people October might be better. Some people January, February might be better. But also it ain't for a lot of people. So it's just when you on the cusp of your transition or your breakthrough or just your enlightening, your awakening, and then some people it's just for a vacation and being able to go somewhere without being alone. That's cool too, but even if that's what you're doing, you're still gonna walk away with some new lessons. You're still gonna walk away with some things that it hit you, and it might not hit you here. It might not hit you right on the plane. It might hit you 2 weeks later, and it just clicks for you. And that's what people don't understand about doing, about taking action, about momentum. It affects your life in ways that you can't explain. It's not. I'm not saying do a retreat with me to get your breakthrough. That's not what I'm saying. It's just what it represents when you invest in yourself, when you take action, when you get out of your comfort zone, when you're willing to go places, see people, do things, just go beyond the norm. Like, I'm from Arbondale, Florida, Polk County, Florida, one of the worst counties in Florida, and hosting a retreat in Bali. I know I'm the first person from Arbondale, Florida to host a retreat in Bali, and I may be the last. And that's what I mean. Some of these individuals who on this trip are the first person and will be the only person in their entire family or their entire high school class, college graduating class, at their job, co-workers. They're gonna be the only in some way, shape, or form to come to Bali. And that's what you got to realize and understand. So, hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.